Snow was just too deep. Like every 10 steps I was flipping the sled. So what I've done, I've unasked, take my backpack, my snowshoes, my AK, camera kit, and I'm gonna head down to the shelter. Dane cut somewhat of the path for me, but the snow is extremely deep. And every time I took a step and pulled the sled would fall into that step and tip over. And the snow is multiple layers with powder ice, so it was like doo 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 doo, and you never knew how far you were going to fall. It's better off I just leave the sled here and come back and get it on my way back. Anyway, let's go see what's left of the shelter. Well, there she is. And she appears to be standing. Let's go check to see the other side. That's what I'm worried about. Came in from a different direction, trying to avoid the crappy tip hazards. And almost walked right by her. Doesn't appear anything's, well, something's been here. Dang, come, there's tracks all over. Gee, dang, come! What kind of tracks these are? Come here. Those are human tracks. Those are ski tracks. Motherfucker. They're very old. Everything's safe and sound. I guess since every bit of 40 degrees below zero out here. When I parked my car on the side of the road, there was an old man. He said his temperature gauge was like 36 below zero. And Dane, he's acting like he ain't warm anymore. Anyway, I cleared it out. And I'm not too concerned about these ski tracks. They didn't even go inside, so who knows. Anyway, more when I get home. This is the same tactical Taylor chest rig that I used in the video where me and Bjorn did the water crossings. It's basically set up identical. They're just different pouches. Somehow I started running into MO5 pouches, so it's like kind of collecting bottle caps. You find one, it interests you, and you end up finding a bunch more. So it was kind of the same way with the MO5 pouches. And before I knew it, I had a full rig full of MO5 pouches. I'm going to give a quick rundown of what's in this rig, but it's basically the same thing as you saw last summer in the water crossing video. I'll put the link below. This rig holds 2 AK mags, 1 mag in each pouch. And of course a large chopper. My weapon generally has a large chopper on it. Utility pouch. Homemade snow glasses. A saw for cutting and being quiet. And utility accessory bag. Acid lithium batteries. Filter bag with some pure tabs. Knife sharpener. And some Gorilla Tape. These MO5 utility pouches are freaking huge. I don't fill them up all the way. But they have came in handy this winter for storing extra wool items and such. All the MO5s have a drawstring neck. And of course, my new chest rig I made. I've used this a couple times. I'm very, very pleased with it. It doesn't constrict my chest and inhibit breathing. And I'm going to go with it for a while. Having a knife on here negates the one that I would normally have on my leg or on my webbing. It's just there. It's always there. I can sleep with this on. It's very convenient, very comfortable to wear. And this is my homemade Arctic canteen, and it's got my Chinese mess tin inside of it. A lot of people have given me crap because I put the fur on the outside, but I will submit to them that the fur will not last very long. When I put this on a campfire and it starts getting pine soot and all the kinds of garbage on it and put it in and out, it'll ruin the fur, ruin the insulation, thus I won't have an Arctic canteen anymore. And this is homemade out of rabbit fur. It took me literally like 3 minutes to make, and it works. So that rests in there. And this is the interesting side because I've gotten rid of my large Steiner binoculars and it freed up this pouch, and I now have a smaller set of Steiner Safaris, and these are a whole lot more convenient. So this is utility and this is whatever. My AK doesn't have a light on it, so I've been using this jerry-rigged headlamp and it works. I also keep my 2 extra small cameras in there when I'm out alone. And this is my admin pouch. And what I did with this pouch, and I'm going to do it with the other ones as well, I took some sheet plastic. And I took the sheet plastic and I molded it to the size of the interior of the pouch. Now what this does is when I'm wearing gloves or if I got a lot of gear on, and anybody who's ever worked with pouches, they tend to collapse on themselves and they can be a pain in the butt, especially with gloves on in the wintertime. This holds it open, and I can get my hand in and out, and I can grab what I need when I need to grab it and throw it back in there. The neck on the pouch can either be tucked around on the outside so you can put your hand in and out easier, or you can still just pull it out and use it on the outside of the pouch if you need to. But this was made out of a 95-cent flavored water bottle, and it goes in and it keeps the pouch to form. Pad and pen, map for wherever I'm at if I need one, and I keep my compass in there, but it generally ends up around my neck. GPS, and the new binos. And there you have it. It's that simple. This, in combination with my pocket kit and my rucksack, makes a thoroughly well thought out and simplistic survival rig. It's not a fighting rig, it's a survival rig. I'm also now sporting an AK. I'm back to the 7.62 by 39. 7.62 by 39. AK is a whole lot lighter and easier to wield than a G3 and 7.62 by 51. So you'll be seeing me with this for the duration. I've taken it out a couple times. I don't really have much to say about it. I'll give it a year and then I'll have something to say about it. But anyway, stay tuned for that. This is my survival sled. First thing someone should understand about one of these sleds is they're not all-terrain. They're best used in 3 or 4 inches of snow or on a frozen river or frozen lake. You're not going to drag one of these things miles through the woods with 8, 10 or anything above that depth of snow. It's just not going to happen. If you get some really loose powder that's not layered with ice, you might get away with it, but generally speaking, you're in for a fight. I know this, but I still tried it the other day and it didn't work out so well. So without further ado, let's get into the contents. When I pack things, I pack them priority. Things I need to get to quick and things that can wait that I don't need to get to quick are at the bottom. This is my sleep sack. It's a -20°F sleep sack, and it's rolled up with a poncho liner inside of it, and it is rolled up inside of a British bivy bag. And it also has my homemade straps that I made like last year, keeping it compressed. Generally speaking, this would be a little bit lower when you count that I would have bungee cords pulling it down. So if I need to get to that, it's right there. I can get to it. And I also have this rucksack cover here, and this is also for like emergency use, and I need to get everything in the cover and I can't build a shelter. I have my waterproof bivy bag, I have a parka, and I have an accoutrement of spare wool items that I can layer up in, and they also just serve to replace things when I start to sweat when I'm pulling this thing around. I also have a pair of heavy-duty super warm mittens. Keep those in there, and I just stuff them inside the rucksack cover, and then I just tuck it over. It keeps the powder dust out and anything from getting inside there, and it's still easily accessible. On each side, here and here, I keep a snowshoe, and above each snowshoe, I keep my walking sticks, or hiking poles, ski poles, whatever you want to call them. I can retrieve them from each side without undoing anything. The bungee cords usually wrap around. I can just slide them out. There's one snowshoe here, and there's one snowshoe here. And I can also get this pole and that pole. If you take into consideration the terrain you're going to be using one of these sleds on, you don't always need these, but they are helpful, and they'll keep you from slipping and busting your butt. It's my new MO5 rucksack. I got a lot to say about this rucksack, but it's not going to happen today. I will say that my LBE, my pocket kit, and this rucksack can operate independently from this sled, and this sled can operate independently from them. Now, they come together, they complement each other for a very cozy, warm night, if I get the opportunity. So, take this off and sit it over here. And I got this the other day, this box, and it actually came in pretty handy. When I took it out the other day, I had a nice seat to sit on, and it was a welcome seat. I'll keep this on it to keep ice and snow from coagulating and clogging up the works. I put these on the lid so that if I'm wearing gloves, I don't have to reach around and unpinch the bottom of this. I pull it right on up. And that's all the good stuff. So, these are the stakes and poles for a complete Austrian belt bond shelter, like the one you see in the picture here. It's 4. It's a complete cozy shelter for one person with plenty of room. Ground sheet, plenty of rope, saw. I plan on getting a bigger saw. And in here I have, this is a nice little lantern I got a few years ago. Hooks up to these gas bottles, and I'll actually take the chill off the inside of the belt bound. Pretty good. And this has its own igniter, so I don't need to worry about if I lost something to get it going. And it's got its own storage box, so it doesn't get, because it's got a glass globe on it, and I don't want it to get busted, so I keep it inside of here with some extra glow globes. Field mattress, nice axe. The gas bottle is for the lantern, but it is also for this bucket here, what is inside this bucket. Food, can opener, and a U.S. Mountain mess kit. And inside the mess kit, I got some silverware, another gas bottle, and a stove with a can of fire. So this sled is a sliding piece of luxury. This bucket does not only afford me a way to keep this organized, I also have a seat to sit on. And everything goes back in. Like so. This might look like a rat's nest of rope, but it's fine. And I have rope in my trousers and in my smock kit. Now, as always, this sled kit is to go from one shelter to another and should be augmented by supplies that I have stored elsewhere. So I have a bucket to sit on, and I have a flat surface for a table or a seat if I need to. I don't know the weight. I don't do numbers very well, so my weight gauge is, if it's too much and I can't pull it, then it's too heavy. Which is my weight gauge. This isn't just thrown together. This is years of experience up here for me. Let's put that in. That sucks. Try to use up every available piece of space on this sled without just jamming things in to jam them. They have to be set up in a way that it makes sense. And there you have it. And generally speaking, I would have something white over top of this to keep the snow from blowing on it. or whatever. Just give it a little bit of Cam Con. And that's my survival sled.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
You're trying to take my mind. I wouldn't let failure take my life. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'll never give up. I'm blessed because I can't fight. Broken in pain, lonely, battered and bruised, always the same day. Nothing new or unusual, seems like nothing changed. It's always the same rules. No matter how bad it gets, I refuse to lose. No matter how bad it gets, I'll keep on moving. No matter how bad it gets, I can still choose to keep fighting up, to keep trying up, to keep grinding up, keep rising up. I just got to that point where enough was enough. I can't keep complaining, sitting and waiting for luck. I have to stop asking why me and start looking inside. Push through the pain and tell my story on the other side. Had to renew my mind and start fighting. I won't lie, it was frightening, but I survived. That choice got me to where I am today. If you think things always went my way, listen close to what I gotta say. All the days when not a thing went right, all the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior, I'm blessed because I got fight. When life try to take